Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boxing Unlimited here once again, and today, in this video we're going to talk about the fight. Is a lightweight IBF interim title, belt title. Is between Raymond Muratalla and Abdullaev. Is the title available for the here is the interim IBF interim title, and then whoever is going to win in this fight at the end of the day, the title held, the main title is held by Lomachenko. Whoever wins in this fight, if Lomachenko doesn't fight by October this year, he will be elevated to the full title, full champion. So there's a chance to become a world champion in IBF lightweight with the division through this fight. Abdullaev is a pressure fighter, and he's a dangerous puncher as well. You know, we saw his fight with Linares, and then he stopped Linares at the final round. But having said that, we have to be honest with you. Styles make fight, and it depends on the style Muratalla comes with on the day. We saw the fight with Staniosis and Butenes. We saw how easy it was. Butenes made it look like Muratalla can do the same thing if he can control the distance, create the space, the gap to fight Abdullaev. Abdullaev is, as we said, is a pressure fighter, a come forward fighter, and the only way to beat a front foot coming fighter is to, beat him in his game. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is fight him on the front foot and put him on the back foot. He's not comfortable fighting on the back foot. We've seen it for ages. It's always been there for ages. We saw the fight between Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson in 1996, 97, sorry. 1996, 97. We saw that fight. Holyfield never backed up. He stood his ground, and at the end of the day, he stopped Tyson. Having said that, I have to be honest with you. Abdullaev is a dangerous puncher, a heavy puncher. He's fought 20 fights, had 20 fights, 1 defeat, 12 by KO. But Muratalla is unblemished. 22 fights, he has 17 knockouts. So it's gonna be a master of who, acquits himself well in this fight. Pressure is the key for Butalev and Abdullaev, and whether he's gonna apply that against Muratalla, who also is a good boxer as well and a pressure fighter. So two of them come front foot fighters. They're gonna jam in the middle. Who is gonna go back on the back foot? Whoever withdraws on the back foot, loses the fight. But whoever takes command of the center of the ring will win this fight. There's no doubt in my mind about that. For me, I believe Muratalla has what it takes to win this fight if he fights in a way that, in a certain way, if he fights in a certain way. What do I mean by certain way? What I mean by certain way is if he comes into the fight not too nervous, not too timid, because of the power of Abdullaev, comes into the fight, grab the fight with both hands, take the center of the ring, put the pressure, put Abdullaev on the back foot. He's not comfortable fighting on the back foot. That is the most important thing. Once you know what makes the fighter not uncomfortable, use that system. That is the style. That is what we say styles make fight. Come with that system, back him up, limit his pressure, and then nullify his pressure, so to say, and then you have him on the back foot, and then you take your chances from there. You come with punches all over, variety of punches. Attack the body. The body is very important in fights. Most fighters these days, head hunt, but that is very, very, very delicate because the head moves around. The bobs, the webs, the peekaboos, if I'm correct with that word. If he peekaboos and then, he bobs the other way, he goes that way, he could take it, but the body is steady. Look at the anatomy of a human being. Look at the body. It's steady there. It doesn't move. All you need to do is attack it from some points. The points of the punches to the liver, they're very hurtful. They're very painful. Punches to the shoulder places, straight digging the straight right hand to the body, to the stomach. Once you do that straight right hand, straight on, it gets then to the solar plexus, and then the pain is excruciating. We saw how it happened in Bako, with the Chinese giant Zillian Zheng, the Big Bang. We saw how Caballero took him out, and we saw the pain in his face. Not only that, against Sanchez, against the Cuban Flash, we saw the pain, So, if you come through the body and be consistent and constant in the body, and then in the later rounds, the dividends will come. But if you continue, dividends will come immediately. We saw it happen in the Big Bang fight with Caballero, Ajit Caballero. It could happen in this fight if Muratalla goes to the body, or any of the boxers, both of them, whoever goes to the body. We're talking about the tactics. This fight is scheduled. It's going to come up on the 10th of May this year, and it's just around the corner, a couple of weeks from today. So we're doing a commentary on it and telling you what is going to happen. Who is going to win in this fight? The person that will win will be the person that, because both boxers come from the front foot in their attacks and pressure, and they pressurize a lot. Whoever masters or creates a distance between them and creates the space and creates the gap, and that is the person that is going to win this fight. And then come with body punches constantly and consistently to the body, and then push the other person back and make him uncomfortable, make him reach, and then take the sting out of the punches he throws, because at the end of the day, it's a fight. So punches are going to land somehow at some point. So you need to take the sting out of them when they're coming, and do not allow them land on you flush, because these guys are terrible punchers, both of them. You can see their review, their CV. In 20 fights, 12 knockouts. In 22 fights, 17 knockouts. And they are still young. Anything could happen. And what again do we have to say? The styles make fights, which I have to say. The work rate has to be very high. Muratalla will have to take a page from Boots and Crawford for him to win, because we're calling on this name because of how they fought. We saw Staniosis the other day last week and how Boots dealt with him. We have seen Crawford deal with Errol Spence, who is also a front foot coming fighter. So this system, we've talked about Holyfield as well against Tyson. This system is known, but you have to use it. You have to come from an angle that is that makes your opponent comfortable. Push him on the back foot, because he's not used to fighting on the back foot. If you take that away from him, he's in no man's land, and then you can take him and treat him and treat him the way you want. Having said that, I would say it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be an intriguing fight. Whoever wins has a chance to be elevated to the full title. If Lomachenko, who I believe might not come back again, I don't know. I believe might not come back, but it depends. We do not know, because he's got pains on the back, and he's not the spring chicken as well. Whoever wins in this fight might be elevated as the full champion. So there's a chance now. There's a chance for them, both of them. And the most important punches in this fight, I have to be honest with you, is the body punches. Whoever executes it better than the other wins this fight. We're talking about the tactics and the prediction here, and I will believe on the day Muratalla will have too much for Abdullaev. Muratalla wins by decision in this fight, or a late TKO. Do have a nice day, and God bless. Bye, and please do subscribe to this channel to make the channel grow especially. And thank you very much, and I wish you all happy Easter. Bye.